Woo! Oh, man, that one gave me a headache. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, brethren. Elijah, Dave. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for this opportunity. To be a light, to try to be a light while I'm in this reality. Thank you for anyone who joins me in my video. My name is Jaquab Ben Israel, and I am a servant for faithless brethren who can subscribe to what's called the OAHSPE Bible. OAHSPE is the Bible, a new revelation for the children, for the sons and daughters, and it's the way that the Creator is calling his children to come out of the beast kingdom, because the time has come. We're in an era right now where the time has come for the Creator to bring about the kingdom of God on earth. Hey, Mahalia, sister, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming in. I hope I say something. I hope I say something that bless you, brethren, bless you in your soul. I think today is going to be one pretty serious subject. It was how I kept from doing it over the weekend. I don't know. But again, just thank you, brethren, and welcome my channel. I just try to shine the light on the OAHSPE Bible. It's a new revelation. It's the Creator laying the foundation for the kingdom, for the coming kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. And so it starts with somebody, and it starts with you modern day faith, is where the Creator has charged us with laying the foundation for future generations until the kingdom is fully 100% manifested. So personally, I take it seriously. I'm the type of brother who I believe the Creator. I just believe him. When he talk about a new heavens, or that's the Bible, but it's also, you could say, for the Creator. And when you talk about a new and a better reality, Nazarene, brother, thanks for coming in. Good to see you, man. I hope I bless all y'all. I hope I do. I hope the Creator use me to speak some wisdom and some encouragement to y'all. Thanks for joining me. But the Creator is, I love what he's doing. It's bittersweet, though, but I love what he's doing. He really showing who his people really are, because it's like he let the world have religion. The world, they saw a lot of the world, and, I don't want to sound harsh. They see that, oh, man, this is a good deal, I just say I believe, and then I got one ticket for fire insurance, meaning I'm not going to go to hell. All I got to do is just say I believe, and you really think that fly with the Creator. But see, he had another plan that the world don't know about. That is, he going to let the world see. Like I was talking to somebody today. I was the home care lady, and she's not getting it. She is not getting it. Although she gets it, but she don't. Her vibration. She's under her vibration. You know how I did a video the other day on there are 4 signs it's going to be hard on you. If you don't come into the light, it's going to be hard on you. This period of time we in, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, because those are the fixed signs. They got a type of mind where, once you see them, you always see them. They don't change. They don't budge. They don't move. So for you brethren who are on the faithless side of those vibrations, congratulations. But for brethren who are struggling with the light on the other side of that vibration, it's going to be tough. And I was talking to her today, and I was breaking down. I said, you know what? Look at it like this. I said, the Creator, the OAHSPE, it's like a woman. I love to use earthly analogies. I said, the OAHSPE is like a woman, man, or a man, depending on whether you're man or woman, just for conversation's sake, you just translate it, the way, if you're a sister, I said, now in this reality, a man's got to approach a woman, if he wants to, if he wants to eventually have company with her, you know how it goes, Oh, Nazarene, I didn't know that. Well, shoot, brother, you home free. You home free because you on the light side of your vibration. You home free, brother. You got a ticket to ride. All right, man. No wonder I like you so much. So I was talking to her, and she was asking me some damn good questions, man. I told her that's one thing I like about you. You have some good questions. It shows that you thinking, you listening. Although I keep having to tell you the same thing over and over again, right? And so in an effort to break it down, I said, picture this. I said, the Bible, it came to you. We grew up with it. It was on the table. It was put in our face. You couldn't get away from it. I said, but the OAHSPE is a woman that you got to approach. See? I mean, in this reality, a man will usually step up to a sister, and introduce himself and initiate anything that may come to pass afterwards. You know what I mean? I mean, you see a sister, you like her, you want to talk to her, you have to step up, I said the OAHSPE is the same way. It's for people who look for the Creator. They looking for him. And they might not even know they're looking for him, but when they get that word, when they hear that light, it plug them in. See, it's like putting a plug into the outlet. They get plugged in, see, they can't even explain it. The word plug them in right there. They get plugged in, and they can't even explain it. I said, they didn't know that they was looking when they were found, or they may have been looking. I said, that's the way the OAHSPE is. More than likely, you got to go looking for it. You got to desire it. You have to make the first move, or what you may think is the first move. The OAHSPE, from what I've seen, because I was looking for it, I had to go through a bunch of deception. I had to go through Christianity. I had to go through the Hebrew Israelites. And really, it was just those two. And then after I was on the decline with the Hebrew Israelites, I was just kind of lone wolf McQuaid, looking for, I hadn't found the key to unlock my soul. But I knew it was out there. And then sure enough, the Nag, or I had to go through the Nag Hammadi too. And I found problems with all of them. even the Nag Hammadi. The Nag Hammadi points you to Jesus Christ, and I will say this: we had a time when we got more revelation. I will say that. So you can't be too hard on the people in the past, because I don't think they had the information that we got now. So you have to lighten up a little bit, the Essenes and the other the books. And so anyway, long story short, I had to wait, man. But I was looking. I kept my mind open. I kept my mind open, I kept my mind open, man. And I knew in my heart, I knew that the Creator was going to, I knew he could give me something that I was going to know. I was going to know quickly my Father's voice. I was going to hear my Father's voice quickly. I knew it. I was just waiting. And then it happened. I forget how I even came into OAHSPE now. I don't even remember what happened. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. January this year, I was doing videos of the Third Testament, and I can't even remember what happened. I don't even remember what happened. I don't even remember. But I started looking at Selah and Cal and Malachi and their debates, and it was, the rest is history, as they say, for me. So that was the beginning of my journey. Y'all already been on y'all journey a long time. Y'all have been on y'all journey a long time. So I'm just a brother who's just entering the race. That's why, I'm doing all these videos, I'm doing all these things, I'm just a fresh puppy, y'all are veterans of foreign wars. You brother coming in here looking at these videos, y'all are veterans of foreign wars, I hope I don't run out of steam. I'm not saying anybody else is, but that's the course of life. You start off bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and then you get beat up a little bit, you slow down, and I hope I don't do that. I really ain't got nowhere else to go other than this word. So I just thank the Creator for this opportunity to try to share some things. I mean, we like-minded brethren. We in a strange place, and I'm going to get down to, I hope I get down today, man. I hope the Creator help me. I was looking at Brother Cal's video, and he said something, and it sparked a thought in my mind, and a couple of days ago, y'all may remember I did a video called the AJI. See, inspiration is all over the place, man. I look at it like, I try to listen for the Creator. I try to sit and listen, man, and see what he wants me to talk about. And I was listening to Brother Cal's video, As a matter of fact, that reminds me, Daryl told me to share something. So let me do that before I forget, because he told me to share something. So let me share this with y'all. Now, let me see. I trust that y'all can see that. Let me expand the screen. All right, now he told me to share this. Okay. Which is, I think, is something coming up. All right. So before I forget, let me do that. September 28th, this Saturday, he's going to do a presentation. All right. So I told him I'd share it. So that ought to be really, really interesting. Just tie everything down, man, when you turn on the channel, because let me see. Dave says, I think you were impressed with the debates that were done. When the brothers brought out the information that the Hebrew Israelites couldn't counter. Yeah, you exactly right, Dave. You exactly a million times right, man. You hit the nail right on the head, brother. I would expect that from a Pisces, you know. Yeah, that debate, that knocked me out. I was like thinking, what the hell am I doing, man? You know, the information that they was bringing out, I just couldn't believe it, man. You know, and I know other Israelites, they may feel the same way. I know they looking at those debates, man. See, it really go back to the Creator. You see, He can put such logic on you that if you can't receive it. Now, that's my own thinking. I can't say the same for everybody. I just think that one of my, I'm under a strong vibration of logic, you know, Libra. Libra is a lot of logic, man. They just got, you know, Daryl, he won. You know, we got a lot of, it's just a strong influence on us. We see the logic in things, man. And that's what happened to me. And I just couldn't believe it, man. But the Creator, his logic is so ironclad. I just don't, matter of fact, that's like an affliction for me. I believe if I can see something, everybody can see it. That's what I believe. You know, I'm not trying to sound like I'm putting myself down. I really believe that. You know, that if I can see it, you must see it, you know. So, but that's not true. I'm telling you, that's not true. You brothers, you sisters, I'm telling you right now, man, you know, we in a strange place. Now, here's my mom food ministry. And if I ever hear of an orphan, if I hear of a disabled or elderly, or I have the opportunity to jump in and help out, brethren, I will do it. I tell you, I will do it. I will do it, man. I will help. There's the information right there. There's the information. I will jump in if I have the opportunity. Now, here's my room on Facebook. And here are the brothers' rooms. We got brethren. They got rooms. Here's the room, OAHSPE College University. That's the brothers' other room. Brother Omian, and then this room right here. For brethren who come to this video and you're looking for somebody to have fellowship with, and these are the rooms on Facebook. You can go there because, man, I'm telling you, we need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. Now, like I was saying before, I was looking at Brother Cal's video, and he said something that I said, man, you know what? I got to do something on the AJI force again. I got to do something on AJI and GI again. And he helped me out, gave me some understanding that I didn't have before. And I thought, man, you know, I've got to talk about this because this is important, man. This is important for your behind, man. You know, now, without further ado, I was following the news. I follow geopolitical events so that I could run and tell you, brethren, what the Uzians are doing, or how fast their kingdom is falling down to the ground. And then I looked at the brother's video and I learned a lesson about AJI and GIA. AJI and GIA. AJI and GIA. Let me see. Did I have it up? I should have it up, you know, so I can refer to it. I want to do I'm going to do a little word study on it. Now, to make a long story short, these are periods of time. Now, on my video, I was describing it. I was trying to describe what AJI and GIA were. And see, it won't let me share the screen. And there's the brother. No wonder, man. Now, see, it's too late, man. Everything blowing all over the place. Daggone it, man. Now, who gonna clean up this mess? The brother was playing I Spy. There you go in the room. Good to see you, bro. You know I poke fun at brother. It just means I appreciate you, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you, bro. I'm looking forward to the presentation. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so let me get back. Now, I'm going to just bring up AJI. Now, I feel a responsibility, man, to bring this up. That's why I'm doing this video. I feel a responsibility. Now, to summarize, and knowing what I know about what's going on in the present reality, I think that this message is super important. Fritz, brother, Fritz. Thank you for coming in, bro. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Now, like I said, I like to follow worldly events. And it helps me to see the Creator. And Sharice, all right, man, we got a full house tonight. It's a full house up in here tonight. Matter of fact, I should drop the link because I'm see if I'm going to put the link in the room so that anybody, you brethren, you want to comment on anything that I say here. Because tonight it's going to be a serious, I'm going to try to make it a serious subject. So to get back to what I was saying, I like to follow worldly events because to me, it helped me see the Creator. On my videos, I talk about him. I talk about what the Uzians are doing and make sure that my mic ain't going to mess up on me again. Okay, I think that's good. So I like to follow worldly events so that I can tell y'all what's the imminent destruction of this man's kingdom and how close we are and my understanding. And there's a conflagration that is really taking off in the Middle East. You brethren, you know about it. I talk about it from time to time. You brethren know. I know that most brethren, they not like me where, they could care less about situation in the world, but I'm one of them brethren who I watch because it helped me to see the Creator. And I'm telling you, we've got a situation in the Middle East that, brother, it's a tightrope over there now. I mean, it's getting out of hand is what I'm trying to tell y'all. The situation is getting out of hand. Now, when I looked at Cal's video, the brother mentioned AJI and then broke it down to me. Talked about AJI and Gia. Matter of fact, I should put up Gia too. I might refer to that, make a word study out of that. And basically how these are like seasons that the Creator, he bring on the earth. It's like I was trying to explain it the other day about what AJI and Gia are. And I was likening it to say that you take a cross-country drive. You go from like east to west. And I mean, I've done it 4 or 5 times and I love it, man. Going from like east to west. I love it. And the scenery changes and the weather changes. And that's just what Gia and AJ are like. You start off in the east and, it may be, maybe it's winter, and the snow's on the ground and then you get more towards the Midwest and maybe it's still that time of season, a little chilly autumn but it's sunshiny and blue skies. The seasons, they change. And so I'm likening the seasons to like AJ and GI. They come on the earth and the Creator, he said that he's the one. Matter of fact, we can look at some verses here in the OAHSPE where he takes responsibility for bringing these things on the earth. And when man's spiritual grade get low enough, then he brings the creator, he bring it, you know. And so it's, you know, you picture yourself, you're driving along and you leave in good weather and you come in this stormy weather, baby, you know, and it's real stormy, it gets dark, and, you know, and it's like describing the earth and its travels in the solar phalanx, and what I can understand as it travels its circuit in the galaxy. These times and seasons come, you know, different types of weather, different, you know, and that's where right now, I was listening to the brother say that GIA is like diseases and plagues. And, you know, Cal was saying we come out of that tomorrow, Tuesday, where that season, so to speak, comes to an end. And AJI, now personally, me, if you ask me, I think AJI's been at least around since the war started in 2022, you know, with Russia and Ukraine. But from what the brother was sharing, it's going to pick up. In other words, brethren, we in for some pretty tough times now, you know, a increase in some pretty tough times. Now, the way I understand it, AJ, the way it works is if you're like below grade 33, and I don't think that faith this are, the way it seems to work is those who digress, they just continue to digress. And that those who are elevating, they just continue to elevate. That's the season we're in right now because of what the Creator is going to bring in the world. Now, I'm going to go through different verses here as I'm talking so that we can, you know, get a feel of what I'm talking about. AJI, it's the season that the earth passes through from time to time. The Creator, he said he got like 1,600 stations of light along the way that the earth must travel, you know, the serpent. 1,600 stations of light, if I'm not mistaken. So along with that, you got places of AJI and GIA. And from what I understand, it's like, you know, again, GIA, disease, plagues, pandemics, and then AJI, wars, fightings, chaos. Brethren, that's what we heading for. Already there's wars. You got Russia and Ukraine. Now you got Israel and Lebanon and Yemen and Gaza. That's a situation to really keep an eye on. But in any case, you talk about an explosion. Now, the brother, you know, I was looking at Cal's video. He mentioned financial collapse, you know, and general affliction. And the Creator seems to give you the picture. I mean, he gives you the picture of a society where those who are descending, they descend even more. And then those who are ascending, they ascend more, because there seems to be a time of great light, and the light separates. And brethren who cannot or will not be able, those below the 33, the spiritual grade of 33. See what? GIA, it has an effect on those below the grade 66. From what I understand, it has for those who, there are brethren who could be in grade 66 or below, and doggone it, I should have made a note of this. See there, I didn't expect to make a note of this, but it says that they will be, matter of fact, here's a website. Let me show you this real quick before I forget. let me show you this. I came across it. Sister Martinez turned me on to it. You got to go to this site, man. It's just too much. It's information overload. Here's the name of the site. It's called Study of OAHSPE. Now, this is where I learned that those who are at grade 66 or under, they become like, what does it say? They become like prophets, but they are, what was the word that she used? They're more like vainglorious. They are the vibration that the Creator brings on the earth, the effect that it's going to have on these type of brethren who are at grade 66 and under. They're going to be able to deal in the light, but it's going to be more for their own personal desires and inclinations. Now, when you get down to 33%, let's say a brother is at spiritual grade 33, then you can have brethren who are like magicians. You know, they can work like magic, and they can be like false prophets. In other words, deception. The 66, the people who are at grade 66 and below are above 33. In other words, the common denominator is people will, what's a good word for, they will descend and, let me see, what's a good word for manifest different fruits, but it won't be for the glory of the Creator. Let me see if I can say it like this. When you take an ear test, they give you like frequencies. They say, okay, can you hear this? And then they give you a certain frequency. And then you say, yeah, I can hear that. And then they say, okay, can you hear this? And then you say, I can barely hear that, you know. And that's what's going on with our situation. It's like Gia, when we had the pandemic, where the spiritual grade must have been around 66 of the whole world, I would say, because we had global pandemic, we had the global disease, you know, we had COVID and the vaccination. But I agree with what the brother was saying, how it was really Gia that the Creator brought us into, and we came up with a story to hide what the Creator was doing. And so, you know, we talked about this pandemic, and it came out of China, and I think that now, on hindsight, we were trying to hide the fact that the powers that be were trying to hide the fact that the Creator had brought us into a time of Gia, because it was right when the war was starting. It was in its infancy, but the major thing was the pandemic and the disease, and now we're in the time where it's flaring up. I mean, it's getting bad in both Russia and in Israel, and that's AJI. And then the brother, he also mentioned something about this object that's coming into our atmosphere, I think, some new moon, which could affect the vibration of things. And I look at all this, and to me, this is the Creator saying, this is number one, how he catches the world off guard. And number two, how the separation takes place between brethren. Because the world waiting for something they can see. They waiting for Jesus Christ, you know, to, come, crack the sky, and then everybody gonna run to church. But the Creator is not that stupid. And you can't see the the GIA and AJI. See, you can't see that, even though it's all over the world. But faithists can see it. And so I'm trying to say it's like getting back to the frequency. The lower the frequency, the more the trouble come. The lower the frequency, the trouble, they give you that ear test and they turn it to a certain frequency. They turn it to the GIA frequency. And they say, can you hear it, or can you see it? And you say, well, I can see it dimly a little bit, that's GIA. Then you turn it down a third more and it's barely lit. And that's what's going on in the creation in the world today. The light, that's why you can't talk to nobody, because GIA is damn near pitch dark. It's damn near pitch dark out here, man. GIA, AJI. 1/3, 2/3, man. There's etheria, there's the light, and then there's the declension. It get down to AJI, or it get down to GIA. The Creator send plague, he send disease. Like, hey, y'all not looking, you're not listening, you can't hear, you don't know what's going. Hey, look at this. You still can't hear. So he bring AJI now, bombs flying, people dying, blood running, people crying. You still don't hear, man. See there? You still don't see. Can you hear the frequency? I can barely hear it. That's the light, man. You can't hear it. So you talking to people. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying, man? He watch me and point telling you the difference between God and the Creator. No, I can barely hear it. I can barely see. That's 33% megahertz you at. See? Creator, the light, he dimming it, because the spiritual grade is getting that low. It's getting that low, man. And you turn down the radio, and you can barely hear it, See, it's like he turning it down. Okay, you don't want this light, or I'm gonna turn it down, Some people say, I can hear it though. I can still hear it, And then Creator, he turns it down a little bit more, and it's like people, they can't hear it. The frequency is too low now. And so the Creator said that, I'm forgetting about the screen. Shoot. Here's the website. Okay. Let me get back to the AJI. So the Creator now, when AJI comes, when it gets and who knows how long it can last. Let me share the screen. See, that's where we at right now. That's how the Creator can come on you and you not even know it. The world don't even know it. You wait for something you can see. And the Creator is not that stupid, man. He ain't that stupid. He know that man he want a heads up, so he could when he get his heads up, he could run the church and be home free. Escape that cosmic whooping. That's where the world think. That's the way the world think, Look for a cheat sheet. You wanna have the world. You want to have your cake. You want to eat it too, and then you want to make it home just in time to be home free. You think that? You really think he's that stupid? See, you really, he brings GIA. He brings AJI, man. These are etheric substances that differ in density. You know what I mean? It's described in terms that we could, correct me if I'm wrong, man. See, we in a time where the light is on the one hand, it's getting decreased, but on the other hand, it's on the increase. You see, Now, again, man, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what's going on. It's on the increase for faithness. See, it's in the decrease in the world. It's like y'all remember that Twilight Zone program? Anybody in here watch Twilight Zone from time to time? I used to watch Twilight. Oh, I think my mic quit. Oh, let's see. Okay, testing. Can y'all hear me okay? I don't see my light on. I don't know what's going on. See, can y'all hear me okay? My mic, it still may be working, but I don't see my light. Okay, you can. So my light, I knocked the light out. That's how strong this word is. Looking at my screen to see if my, I don't know what happened, but my light went out. Oh, well, it's cool. The word knocked the light out of my microphone. The word knocked the light out. That's pretty cool, man. Oh, I love it. I love it, man. The word, it knocked the light out. So let me see. The Twilight Zone, yeah. Yeah, y'all seen it? You know. Okay, thanks, Dave. Y'all remember that episode where with each killing, the light got darker? Y'all remember that one? Every time there was a murder, the light got a little less. And then there was this brother, and he was pleading with them to stop or something like that before the light goes completely out. That's Twilight Zone. You got to hand it to them. They had some OAHSPE in them, and that's what's going on right now, man. It's like with every killing, it's like the light, the creator, that AJI man is getting more. It's getting more. You know, I remember what Kyle said, man, and he got my attention, man, with that video. I must say that. The brother, he really got my, that's why I'm doing this video. He really got my attention, man. You know, he said look for hard times. You know, the brother called the pandemic back a couple years ago. So when he said that, man, I was like, oh my goodness, man. I was all ears. I said, I had just done a video on AJI, and now he was talking like this. And I said, man, that's creator saying, do it again. And this time put some emphasis on it, what I'm doing. Because the nations, I mean, the situation over in the Middle East, man, I mean, man, it's getting bad over there. It's getting pretty bad over there. Creator said, the whirlwind I made is a sign of man, a sign to man of the way of my created worlds. And as you see the power of the whirlwind gathering up the dust of the earth and driving it together, know that likewise I bring together the Gia and the AJI. See, he mentions them together, and nebulae, which from what I understand is the corporal ourselves, us. Nebulae, made up of nebulae. I could be mistaken on that one because I know that there's Etheria, there's E3, there's Ethic, there's Gia, there's AJI, there's nebulae, and there's corporeality. So nebulae may be atmospheria. I could be wrong. He says, in the firmament of heaven, by the power of the whirlwind, I create the corporal suns, moons, and stars, and I commanded man to name the whirlwinds. And okay, so let me find another. I wanted I want to talk about AJI, because it's a time, man, where conflagration is on the increase. And not only that, but general chaos, financial people, a grasping type of society, scrounging for resources. You know how people get when resources are dwindling? People get grabby, grab, get what I can get. That's what the creator, he seems to be saying AG is. Man, it's density. Density. You know what I mean? Let me see. Dave says something. He says, let me see. Dave says nebulae would be where the sun darkens for a long period of time. Okay. Like an eclipse, but for a long period of time. Now, this is this video is really a warning. This is really an alert. This video is an alert, man, because when you study AJI, and I'm probably going to come across a verse where it explains what I'm trying to share. And I'm probably going to come across that one where it talks about what brings what. What AG brings and what Etheria brings, or not Etheria, but what JIAY brings and what AJI brings. And man, this is how the world gets caught off guard, man. I'm telling you again, man. This is how the world gets caught off guard. This is how, this is how the world gets caught off guard. This is what happens if you don't watch, man. If you do not watch, because I'm saying it again, man, there's that conflagration in the Middle East is certainly going to spread. It's certainly going to spread. The brother mentioned financial collapse. He mentioned general chaos, man. People, our society is built on a shoestring. That means can't hardly nothing go wrong, man, or the whole damn system, it just gets discombobulated, And so you kind of look at the situation as a whole and the creator, the geopolitical situation. The creator he's obviously setting it up for a great destruction, in the sense that the United States don't want to give it up. They don't want to give up dominion. Their run of the earth is over with. They don't want to give it up. And their mind is, we gonna go down fighting. But we ain't giving it up, man. We're not gonna give it up to the West. To the East. We have to stay in power. The dollar has got to be the currency of the whole world. And we're not going to play ball unless we are number one. The creator is saying your time is up. You got to give it up. United States is saying, if we go down, the whole world got to go down. The whole world got to go down, man. And value human life is at such a low level. The maturity of I could be wrong. This might not be AG. I just think that it is. It's getting started, man, because that's why the creator said he sunk Pan. He said he sunk Pan because there was a danger to fate this. Y'all know that, right? He said that's why he sunk Pan, and Pan was getting bad. just freaking out any old kind of way, man, killing, murdering for the kick of it, man. Pan. Let me see. Daughter the Great, Cherie said, I had a dream 10 years ago. I was walking down the street wearing blue and clear masks. What is blue? Blue is the color of, is that the color of AJI? No, wait a minute. Red, I think, is the color of AJI. I think blue is the color of, blue is the color of something. Blue. That's the color of something. So, the creator, the point that I'm trying to make and what I'm saying with all of this is that while the world is not watching, the creator is bringing this world into the time of AJI. And at some point, I mean, it's really, from what I can see, a separation that brethren who are ascending are just going to like ascend out of sight. Brethren who are descending, below 33, that grade of 33, from what I could tell, are just going to continue, are just going to descend. And the collapse of society, the degradation, that's what I seem to see. It seems like that's the plan of the creator before people will wake up. It's like, what do you think will happen if he don't do anything? You think that men will get better on their own? He have to bring it, man. It's like he got to bring it, man, because man will keep going. He'll just keep going. He won't learn, man. Let's look at some more things on AJI. Matter of fact, let me break real quick and go back to my room. Let me go back to my room and share, because I shared some things that I want to share. Eat is 100% light and spiritual. Now, again, I got this stuff from this website right here. Y'all can make a note of it. Man, it's got information overload. Actually, Dr. Martina has turned me on to some site called studyoftheoahspe.com. Let me see. It was called study. What? Let me show you. Let me see. Y'all can go here, and man, you can just eat to your heart's content. I mean, the information here is just absolutely fantastic, man. It's information overload. So let me see. What is she? Oh, studyofOAHSPE.com. This is the site where I'm getting all this information from. StudyofOAHSPE.com. Okay, so now actually this is a paid site. The brother want to be paid. And I found this other site where I don't know how that happened, but it looks like it was some pages that came off of this page that, I didn't find it by mistake, but I think a lot of the information here is from the information that this website has on it. And so both of them are good though. I imagine that you can get more information out of the paid site, studyofOAHSPE.com. I don't know how I found this. I came across it and I've been sharing from this. Now let me go back to my room, and there are some things that I shared that maybe I'd like to share with you. Now here's something in my room. Let's see, am I sharing it? Yeah. And it explains what ETH what GIA is, what AG is, and what corporal is. And so you can see that when the creator, he talks about these atmospheres, I'm calling them atmospheres, these densities, when they fall to the earth, it's like the denser the atmosphere gets, it's like it pushes down the angels to our like realm, down to the earth. Let me see. Dave says, I don't know what that is, Dave. Is that like a illustration? Illustration, Janiquin Swamp in Aderia. So here, Gia is like what falls on our planet in density. These like densities, and when they fall, the light, it gets more and more hard to see. The denser it gets, the harder it is for the light to be seen because the density is getting too thick. Here, Gia, 2/3 E, 1/3 gross material. AG is 1/3 light and 2/3 gross material. And then corpora is 100% gross material. So the effect of Gia and AG is going to it's just going to increase. It's going to increase. And it seems like I've been seeing accounts of people just going buck wild, man, in Philly. I don't know what's going on in Philly, man, but they showed a video the other day of people just freaking out, man, in the street and beating on, there was a police car with his lights on and they surrounded it, started beating on it. And it was like a picture of what anarchy looks like in full bloom when it happens. And the creator, it seems he's saying that you're declining, that when you get below a certain grade, like again, AG, I might come across something where it says AG comes around when you get below grade 33. I shared a lot on it in the different rooms after I was convicted to do the video on revisiting the aging forest. It says E, being the time of light, is named Dan. Okay, here it is right here. And then Gia is the time of fevers, epidemics, and plagues. See, like COVID, the virus that we just got out of, that was the time of Gia. We just got out of it. And now AG, it says AG is the time of wars, the dashing forth with power and grasping, the earth being the subject. So when AG falls on the earth, I know that if we did a history, we'd see the same thing. See, Dave says during the period, the earth, Dave says during the above period, the earth was frequently in the state of eclipse. Let me see. Let y'all see that. Dave says during the above period, the earth was frequently in the state of eclipse, like a continuous solar eclipse. He said, except it was nebulae and not the moon eclipsing. Oh, okay. For weeks and months at a time. Let me see. So during I think Janiquin Swamp in Aderia, the earth was frequently in the state of eclipse, like a continuous solar eclipse, except it was nebulae and not the moon eclipsing for weeks. And did that have an effect on the earth, Dave? This Janiquin Swamp in Aderia, did it have an effect on the earth? Is that why you bring that up? So the part that I want you to see here, it says AJI. See? AJI is the time of wars, dashing forth with power and grasping, the earth being the subject. That's talking about, that grasping part. That's where, have you ever seen where people, let's say they start grabbing for stuff? I remember one time I was homeless and I was in a homeless shelter and they came out with a box of donuts. It was my first time seeing what they call a bum rush. I mean, guys was jumping over tables. They were flying over chairs. I mean, their bodies were in the air to grab a donut, man. And I remember when I saw that, I didn't even know what was going on. I had my back to the donuts. And they came and put the donuts out on the table. And all I heard, it sounded like it was a ruckus. And when I turned around and saw what was happening and how that got that type of reaction out of them brothers. And it was all brothers, man, black men, it broke my heart, man. It broke my heart to see how people can be so, what's a good word for degraded, or for, what's a good word for, when you just plain stinking poor, See, Cherise said a few days ago, a meteor hit in Texas. Yeah, see, actually, I think Cal was talking about something like that entering our atmosphere in his video he did over the weekend. He was making a big deal out of a new moon or something that was going to enter our orbit, and a couple of rounds in our orbit, and then eject itself back out. So I don't think that these things are coincidences. Again, let me say, I think the Creator is showing all of us how he can come among you and the world not even know it. Remember in the Bible? See, let's look at something real quick. You remember this account? Lord, how shall you appear to us and not to the world? Remember that? Let's see. It says, Lord, how shall you appear to us and not to the world? King James Version. See, I think this is how the Creator, he uses the Bible to explain these type of things. So, looking for the account where they asked him, Lord, how shall you appear to us and not to the world? Now we know, because Creator is letting us see the libraries of heaven. I don't know if I can't find it. Let me see. How shall you appear to us and not to the world? Well, anyway, shoot, I can't find it. It's where they were asking him, he was talking about his second coming, Jesus Christ. One of the disciples said, Lord, how shall you appear to us and not to the world? That's what we're talking about tonight. This is how the Creator moves on men, and they don't even know it. See, but the faithless will know it. The sons and daughters, they will know it. Why? Because they keep looking for him. See, that's what the lady that I talked to earlier today, she couldn't understand. I was saying, look, I said, Elena, look, listen, the Bible, it was forced on us when we were young. It was always in our face on TV. We went to church. The OAHSPE is not that way, man. The OAHSPE, you got to be looking for it. See, the Creator, he flipped the script. Now you got to be looking for it, and then that's when he appears. If in your heart, man, you looking for the Creator, then he appears. If you're not looking, he just like that woman I talked about. She just keep on. If you don't say something to her, she walking down the street, she ain't gonna stop, man. She don't read your mind. You better. That's how guys think. Okay. You better say something. It's moments like that is now or never. Now or never, man. Because she getting ready to walk out of your life. Same way with the OAHSPE, man. I love it. The Creator, you come looking for, okay, the Bible, the good thing is, it opened us up to spirituality. And now the Creator is saying it served its purpose. Now he exposed it. I'm trying to go to this verse that Dave want me to go to. And now the Creator, he exposing the Bible, and the faithists, they're able to follow. Because they got the seed in them. They able to move. They able to move with the Creator. And many people, that's what Pluto going into Aquarius is about. Remember we talked about that? I'll never forget that, sister. I said, what does it mean? What does it mean? Pluto going into Aquarius, what does it mean? She said, it's a time when people are going to have to move, man. You're going to have to move. And a lot of people ain't going to be able to move because you're too used to the way things have always been. Even though you look at life, you see people, they grow up, they start out baby, child, adolescent, and young adolescent, and teenager, and adult. And why can't you see that the Creator is the same way, man? The Creator is not stagnated. There's only a few people who can move with him. We had the Bible and church and, preacher and, and the Creator said, all right, now I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a new thing. And everybody can't move with him. Dave says, see the illustration. Oh, okay. Of the Janiquin swamp showing the firmament beginning in 1900 before Cosmos. So occasionally freed from nebula, it says the nebulous region was sufficiently large enough to embrace the solar phanex. So this is like a great time of darkness. It says during the above period, the Earth was frequently in the state of eclipse, like a continuous solar eclipse, except it was nebulae, not the moon eclipsing the sun. Okay. But I can't make your point for you, Dave. You're going to have to make your point if you come on about, it says, let the period of 600 years be a sign and limit of darkness that follows the light of day. And this is one of the new numbers for the prophets of this day. So you're going to have to make the point, Dave. I can't, because I can't think and then think about, I know you're making a point, but I can't. I get confused trying to make my point and then your point, and I can't do it. But if you come on, then you can explain why you're bringing this up. I think it might have something to do with the darkness and that comes on the earth. But go back to the room, and it's talking about what time that we're in, AJI, time of wars, dash forth with power and grasping, and the earth being the subject. Okay, so somebody's coming. Let me see, Dave. Okay. Hey, Dave. How you doing, man?
You was wondering if it had any effect on the earth. So if you read that whole thing, you'll find out that China, Europe, and that area was affected for like 600 years or so.
Okay. So at this point, the Janiquin swamp in Etheria, share the tab. Won't let me share the tab. Hold on a second. Don't want to let me share the tab. Okay, there you go. Now,
if you read that whole thing, right? That'll answer your question that China and was affected by it for like 600 years or so.
So do you think the same thing is going to happen to America?
It very well could, because you see, the Ethereans, they can bring this AJI, GA, and nebulae, right? At certain times, depending on what type of growth the Earth needs for the, for the fulfillment of Creator's plan.
Right. Right. So this time that we're in right now Cal said that GA ends on tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I suppose that AJI started back when the war started, if not before.
These periods of time of the falls of AJI and nebulae go along quite a bit longer than, just a few years.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I believe that. I'm just saying that in the present, the present manifestation of it is started a couple of years back, meaning it went away for a while and it came back. You know what I mean?
Like I say, the Etherean gods could be bringing that to fulfill Creator's plan for this planet.
Now, I'm making the case that I think that we are in the time of AJI now, and that it's going to get worse because our spiritual grade must have fallen at or below 33. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Pan was sunk when it got below 33.
Well, yeah, but that was like way back at the beginning of the history of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite think it's gonna, work that way today. Like, I don't think that creators are gonna seek the United States or China or,
No, I don't think so either. But I think that
I think that what will happen is there's going to be a separation. The Aussians are going to go down in destruction of and by themselves.
Yeah,
that will make way for Creator's plan and Faithus to take over the lands that they can't use.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's why I was saying earlier, it seems to be a separation where the ascend, that brethren who are ascend, and those who are descending just keep descending.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. So we're both on the same page there.
Yeah. So this time that you brought up, that was not on the earth. I mean, well, it was on the earth because you said it affected Europe. I can't read that account now because I'm doing this thing on AG. But you said that was something that happened thousands of years ago, and it affected Europe for 600 years.
Let me read that to you. See if I can. Okay. The part that I wanted to read. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the part that I wanted to read was for weeks and months of time. One period enduring 14 months. During these 600 years, the people of India, China.
hold on a second.
Europe, and Africa fell from the light of Jehovah,
Hey,
becoming
Dave,
cruel and exterminating,
Dave.
establishing. Yeah.
Hey, let me put it on the screen. Let me put what you reading on the screen. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
That'll save me from trying to read it.
Yeah. What? Where are you at?
That was the illustration. The
Oh,
I-081.
yeah.
Chiaquin Swamp in Etheria.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's what I was reading right here.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Where it says one period of time during 14 months, right? Go ahead and read all that down. Down.
Right here.
Yeah. Read that right there.
Oh, this right here.
Yeah, where it says during the start out where it says during these 600 years.
During the 600.
Yeah,
During
it's about
of,
midways down.
okay. During the 600 years, the people of India, at the time of this,
Yeah,
Janiquin Swamp in Etheria. Now, it says during these 600 years, the people of India, China, Europe, and Africa fell from the light of Jehovah, becoming cruel and exterminating, establishing torments and inquisitions for the sake of their idols, saviors, saints, and prophets. Joey said, let the period of 600 years be a sign and limit of darkness that follows the light of day, and this is one of the numbers for the prophets of this day. One of the numbers of the prophets for this day. So if we're in AJI, then this could go on for up to 600 years.
yeah, that's the point I was trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a few years. It's
That's
a lot
serious
longer
business.
than that.
And then something, then we could be at the beginning, because depending on what the destruction was, it says during these 600 years, people of India, China, and Africa fell from the light. Now, anything light will have to fall from the light, from what I can see. It says they became cruel. They became cruel and exterminating. Look, establishing torments and inquisitions for the sake of their gods, idols, saints, and prophets. So that sounds like a picture of what could come in our day. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
But
that's what it says. And this is one of the numbers for the prophets of this day.
Uh-huh. I've seen the good news, though, is I've seen to read that the Creator, he seems to pronounce a grace on the faithless, though.
Yeah.
He says, see, I was looking for that. I think there's somewhere on my word search here where he says only something to the equivalent of only the faithless will be able to withstand the AJI.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for right now on my word study here.
Yeah, this is why we come out of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't pay much attention to what they're doing. Let them do their own thing, and let Creator handle them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I like to know what they're doing, because to me, like I say, that's one of the ways I see the Creator.
Yeah.
But I see when I see the activities of what the Creator has to say about Uzians, to me, it builds my faith.
Yeah.
It really builds my faith. Because, see, let me say something interesting, man. I think it's interesting. Something I think is interesting. I was on Twitter. I went on X today, Twitter or whatever. And you got a bunch of people that can't figure anything out, man. They wonder, and even you get some people, and there are people that come on, they have these, they talk about what's going on and how there's a move in the world. And the Uzians, they know that there's something in the air at FOMA. They know as FOMA is in the air.
Yeah, yeah.
And they run, it produces an even greater harvest for the beasts. It produces a great, guys were coming on there talking about we ought to be praying for one another and remember Jesus is Lord, and this is the time that we should get right with God, and that's their solution, and it's producing a great harvest. I think that there's a great harvest for the beast now, because people, they see these things, and the first thing all they can think to do is run to the beast. I just think it's interesting the way that works.
That's basically all they know, because they don't search for Creator.
Yeah,
they're trying to take the easy way.
Yeah. That's why I was saying earlier. That's what happens. See, we live in a situation. One thing I noticed about this reality, we live in a situation where people, they want it easy. That's why Christianity, it's like a good deal. Because all you got to do is confess with believe in your heart, confess with your mouth, and you'll be saved. That's a good deal to people.
That's because they don't want to take responsibility for what they do.
Right, yeah.
They want to put the responsibility out on someone else.
Yeah.
Now, here's something. You can't live for another person.
Yeah.
So how in the world can you die for another person?
Well, it makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. But I'm just now waking up to this type of craziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the Twilight Zone for me, a lot of things. It's like you really can't hear. It's like that's why it makes me. This study it's like AJI and AJI. It's like the denser. It's like that. I remember taking those ear tests, man, and then they would set it at a frequency, and they say, "Can you hear it?" And then you say, "Yeah," and then they say, "Okay, tell me you can hear this." They turn it down to 33, and then you say, "No, I can't hear it." And that's the world. They can't.
Actually, they give you a little button to push, and they don't really say anything. But if you hear it, then you push the little button.
Yeah, but my point is that you can't hear it. Meaning you can't respond. The frequency level is too low.
Well, the test that they gave me in the Army, for hearing, I was above both frequencies. I could hear the really low frequencies where most people couldn't hear, and I could also hear the higher frequencies where you can hear a dog whistle. And I could hear, ranges between both of those. So my hearing was exceptionally different from other people's.
See,
I can definitely hear a dog whistle when somebody blows it. It's a really high pitched squeak.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying spiritually.
Yeah. Well, everything goes on vibration anyway. There's not one thing that doesn't. Even the table you're sitting at, the molecules are vibrating.
The frequency is what I'm seeing here with this study today. It's like the creator is saying, if you keep on going like you're going, I'm going to turn the frequency down. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn it down to where you can't even hear it. And the faithists, you're like a picture of the faithists. They can hear the dog whistle.
Yeah.
They can hear it, But if you're going to keep on, I'm saying the world, it's like the thing the creator is teaching me is that he's saying, if you want to keep on killing one another, if you want to keep on shedding other people's blood, if you and one of the things that I read was the eating of meat, about how that also lowers your frequency.
Oh yeah.
That's not a popular thing I know to talk about. I mean, I take it seriously personally. That the creator, what he does is he lowers that frequency so that, and you won't even know it's gone. And that's the situation, the world that I think is in is the killing, the disregard for human life. It's at such a low level. It ain't nothing to see people blown the hell apart. Babies, man. Women.
Well, it's not only the blatant disregard for human life, it's the blatant disregard for life in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so when I look at this stuff now, and then considering we just got out of AJI, and it seems like AJI overlapped into AJI in this present time. And it seems the creator is saying that it grows. AJI grows. And then listen to the brother's video the other day where he foresaw general chaos in society. And then me already knowing what I have been seeing, it struck me that it finally came together that we're in this period of time where you ain't going to know it unless you have been unless you're able to look for it. Because
Correct.
I was listening to them people on Twitter, and they just have they don't go near the creator. So far as to consider, they talk about, we gotta vote, we gotta kick people out of office, we gotta stop people from taking money to represent foreign interests, those were their solutions. You know what I mean? Now
they're Uzians, basically. Yeah. So they're looking for Uzian solutions.
Exactly. Now, forgive me for being redundant, but the creator is bringing this time of trial, and it's supposed to it should get people to consider the creator. It should get people to consider, hey, I can't count on this reality. I can't make plans here. And should get you to question unseen spiritual things. That's how I look at the present reality, and nobody considers that. See, it's amazing to me, man. I was talking to somebody, and he was saying something about we gotta. What was he was saying something about God, man? And we were talking about the geopolitical situation. I said, look, man, it's your God. It's your religion that's doing the fighting and killing. And you telling me that we need more of it, And I didn't get anywhere. But I thought that the Creator gave me a way to make all the sense in the world, man. But it don't work like that in this reality. If I was,
most of the time you'll find out that those Christians and Hebrew Israelites, they're stuck in their dogmatic religion.
Yeah.
And they won't budge. They won't listen to anything else.
Yeah, that's a good word. They won't budge, man. That's why, I talk a lot about Pluto going into Aquarius, and talking to that sister. She said it's a time where people are going to have to move. Now I know what that means. It means get off of religion, get out of the beast kingdom. You're going to have to be able to move and get off of that. And not everybody can do that, man. I've got plenty of stories where once I said, hey, man, look, Jesus Christ is not who you want to be praying and worshiping. I mean, I got billions of stories, well, not billions, but a lot of where people, they can't handle that. They can't handle it. So for me, it wakes me up every time I see that we're in a situation, faithers are in a situation that truly the Creator, he's had some serious mercy on us and given us ears to attain to his voice. Because that's what you brethren can do. You can attain to his voice, man. We're looking at a situation where we in a world of people who cannot attain to his voice. That's where, I don't mean to be redundant, but it's still all new to me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave. Were you going to say something else?
No. Basically, you're covering it right.
I mean, I perceive that we, especially what the brother's saying about that new moon. Did you hear about that, Dave? That new moon that's in our atmosphere, or it was supposed to come in, and I don't know exactly when. I think it's sometime this week, if not now, where it was supposed to come in, circle around, and then leave.
Yeah.
And you heard about that, right?
Yeah, I think I ran across something about that.
You think it means anything?
I'm really not sure. I'd have to go back and research that article a little bit more. I just happened to run across it. I thought it was interesting. I just glanced over it, basically.
They didn't even know that it was coming, from what I understand, what Cal was saying. That scientists or NASA or whoever, they didn't know that this new moon or whatever you call it is coming into our atmosphere. Or maybe not our atmosphere, but our orbit. And so I have to agree that the Creator, he sends things, uses this, the planets and the to send a signal to give a message. I know in Cosmin it talks about a meteor shower or something at the beginning of Cosmin, or at least before around the time of OAHSPE. I don't know if you've ever heard about that, but these signs, I think that there is something to it. But I think that we're certainly that he's brought that we've come into this time of AJI. And I think that it's going to make way. I think, like you were saying earlier, that the Creator is showing us a time where he's ready to put away the current kingdom and to make way for the kingdom that his kingdom on the earth. I mean,
Yeah, I have a tendency to agree with you on that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, shoot, I think I'll let that be the conclusion of the video. I tell you, man, I can't believe. It's like the situation in the world today is pretty perilous, man. You know, I mean, primarily what I'm speaking of is over in the Middle East. It seems like that may be the trigger that, I don't know. I'm just waiting to see. I do believe that the Creator, I do believe that He is that faith will continue to elevate, and that those in decline will continue to decline. That's how I perceive what's ahead of us. I don't know how that happens, but I do believe it. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. But
oh yeah, it definitely makes sense to me. I think it makes sense to the people in chat too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in a time. We are in a time, man. We are in a time, and it's not right. It's like people are going on with the materialism. To me, that's part of the AJI that falls on the earth, the part of the density. I think that there's a lot of AJI on the earth, man. There's in other words, a lot of things to distract from. I mean, it's hard to look and think spiritually in this reality. I see how hard it can be. With there's a lot going on to distract you from considering anything spirituality, and the Creator and the light. And it kind of reminds me of that verse in the Bible where it says that the door was closed and the virgins, they stood outside knocking, saying, let me in, let me in. And then those on the inside said, what does it say? It says the man said, I'm in bed with my children or something like that. But, it's like they find out too late. They realize too late that the Creator, He had been. See, I gotta say it again, man. Because that's the way the world is, man. It's so painful to say it, but you think that you going to wait until 1 minute before midnight, man. You think that you're going to come in 1 minute before midnight, that you're going to be able to see something, and then you're going to make a beeline to the church, and like you're going to be able to fool the Creator that you were down with the Creator all that time, for a long time, a longer time.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what the Uzians are going to try to attempt to do.
Mm-hmm. But you can't see Gia. I mean, you can see it, but you can't. You know what I mean? You can't. It's like it's described as a density, man. A density, but it can't be seen. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's.
Oh yeah.
We're affected. These are subatomic particles with vibrations on them.
Yeah.
So it causes an effect. It just. You got to forgive me, man. I'm just too blown away. I'm just too blown away, man. Because if it's like if the world heard a trumpet, all this would stop, like some type of supernatural miracle. That's what the world, they seem to deceive themselves to, that's going to happen. That, I'm making the same point over and over and over again, so I'm going to stop there. But I know that I perceive that we getting ready to see some things, man, you know, and I don't know how it plays out, but I do believe we're in the time of AJI. And like the brother was saying, an increase in Uzian activity, a increase in Uzian activity and faithless activity. It's like with the fall, there is the rise. So, well, brother, you want the last word before I shut it down, or?
No, I think I'll let you go. I'll give you the little sign there and say peace and blessings to you and people in the chat. And I'll
Okay.
just back on out of here.
All right, brother. Is it pretty hot there?
No, it's not too bad. I think it was up in the 80s today, somewhere in there. Of course, heat don't bother me anyway, so I don't, you know, I'd have to go check the weather forecast, find out how hot it is.
Okay, brother. Well, I'm gonna keep an eye out, all right, and I'll report back.
Okie dokie.
I see tomorrow should be a pretty good video too. I'm gonna go in on, or I'm gonna let the creator go in on TD Jakes and Creflo Dollar and Joel Osteen. I'm gonna read from I forget the account, but so that's, stay tuned. I'm gonna let him go in on them.
Yeah, I think see, was it brother Cosmon Cal did a video on that one, I think, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's low hanging fruit, but it needs to be said, man. That
Yeah.
People, you think you can mock the creator, man, but you're sadly mistaken. And we live in that type of, you know, man is a real trip to me, man. The way he really believes that he's going to, he really don't believe in any hereafter or any type of recompense. And the power, the pull of the present reality is so strong. People are willing to sacrifice the future for the present. It's hard to get over.
Yeah, it definitely is, but creator's will be done.
Yeah, that's right. All right, brother. Thanks for joining. Thanks for checking in, man.
Okay, you have yourself a good one.
Okay, brother.
Bye now.
All right.
Peace and blessings to the chat.
Same to you. All right, man. Creator, thank you. This was a very profound video warning us about the time that we're living in right now, and the world doesn't see it. No one realizes that you're decreasing the light, and it's going to be harder to hear. It's going to be harder to hear for the Uzians. Gia is 2/3. AJI is 1/3, or Gia is 1/3. AJI is two-thirds the amount of light. No, wait a minute. AJI is 1/3 and Gia is 2/3, meaning the AJI means harder to hear the light, to see the light, because the darkness is increasing. The signs are increasing. You're showing, man, that I'm taking my light away from you, but even though you're increasing, the affliction is getting worse and worse. And so, me personally, I just give thanks for my brethren, and they turn away. They don't want to get caught up in the present reality, and they are showing that their desire is to hear your word, to forsake the world. So, Creator, I ask for a blessing for all your children who are seeing the things and They know the signs of the times, and that we can operate in our highest light. And give us wisdom, give us knowledge, give us mercy and grace. And thank you for the opportunity to be a light while I'm in this reality and to try to do the best I can. So, brethren, all right, man. That's the best I can do for right now. Thanks for joining me. Creator willing, tomorrow, Creator willing, I will see you again. Same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, may the Creator bless you all. Shalom.